Good morning and welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, everyone. We are so excited for our special guests. We have quite a few today. We are so excited to introduce everyone. So, just as a recap, we are doing our regular Wisdom Wednesdays today, but at the same time, we have incorporated some incredible people who are here to talk to us about things that are affecting us in our everyday career, in our everyday life, that affects our business and can definitely make a difference when it comes to your day-to-day effectiveness, your knowledge, your ability to get things done. And of course, that all results in a higher income. So let's get started. Cynthia, take it away.
Yeah, so today we've actually got our We partners. We've got Daniel Ng and Judy Ratsami. So you guys are our commercial leaders in this industry. We learned so much from you. And then breaking news, we've got special guest, Miss Tanya Anderson. She's an eXp Texas managing broker. So we don't have a small talk today. We've actually got some really big, important folks in joining us today. And thank you, Miss Tanya, for coming on with us and sharing with us all the tools that we actually have available for us. You know, right now our market is looking a little different these days, right? Some agents are really starting to feel the squeeze. And what's important for us right now is that we have support like you, right? Like we have leadership like you. And we have an amazing brokerage team backing us up and steering our ship in very innovative ways. So, Tanya, why don't you share a little bit about the tools and the leadership and the direction that you guys are spearheading, especially right now in this market?
I'd be happy to. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I've been in the business for 19 years. I came on board with eXp back in 2016 when we had less than 2,000 agents in the entire company. We were not outside the borders of the United States at that time either. So my agent number is number 1,917 that joined eXp. That was in 2016. And then in 2019, I came on board in contract compliance and transactions, worked up through that department, then split over when they put contract compliance into its own department. I actually spearheaded that, worked that from the ground up till such time as I came over as a managing broker, which is where I am now. We have 12 managing brokers at eXp, plus we have Karen Richards, who's our designated broker for the state. So some of the things that we have, eXp is always on cutting edge. The newest things, I'm going to give you this that's just come out, is Dial Safe. This just came out last week. And Dial Safe helps you or our agents not call somebody on the do not call list. Because if you call somebody on the do not call list, the fines are in the millions and lawsuits for that. So Dial Safe helps with that. Free service. Then we also have our eXp Exclusives, which is our own internal MLS. So you can put your listings on there. Of course, you have to have a listing agreement to put it on there, but it's our own MLS. And with 89,000 agents within eXp at the present time and growing every day, 9,200 agents just in the state of Texas, that MLS inventory is huge. Don't you want the cutting edge for your buyers? For your sellers, maybe they don't want to be on the MLS, so you have an opportunity for that.
Tanya,
so those two are two of the newest.
May I interject there?
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people have had some big discussions regarding MLS right now. You know, a lot of broker discussions, a lot of Texas realtor discussions, NAR discussions, that having our own MLS is going to truly set us apart from other agents. The MLS has had a lot of issues lately. I know that, you know, maybe agents who are new to the industry haven't realized some of those things, but it definitely has a huge advantage for us to have our own MLS like this. and to be able to not only have our own MLS, but to be able to market to these other agents in our company. I know that every single time I walk into a listing agreement or a listing appointment, I am talking about the fact that I'm going to be pre-marketing their listing to 89,000 agents. I say it every single time.
Worldwide.
And
Yes.
yes,
Worldwide.
and we talk about, especially like in the luxury end, we have so many people coming from different countries. And then, of course, on the investor side, we've got so many people who are looking to have that additional resource, that additional marketing to step up and be able to sell that flip or to get whatever buy that they need. And I know that being in their own MLS, we're finding listings first because not all those listings are in MLS yet. Like myself, I'm pre-marketing into that MLS, so then we can then try to sell that listing before it even hits the market if we could, and if not, as soon as it hits the market, it's already got so much activity that it is selling for the highest dollar per square foot, that my client is happy that I'm exceeding their expectations, and it just helps us. So can you give us some of those tips and tricks that we can use when using our MLS?
Yeah, so when using our MLS, of course, you have to have a listing agreement, and that puts you ahead of the entire game. So it's not, we're going to be in the MLS as coming soon. We are now active live in an MLS that's strictly EXP. So we have thousands of properties in there already. It was just released last week. So we have thousands in there. And as more agents are able to get on board with all that and get it situated, it's just going to grow and grow from there.
And I
Awesome.
wanted
We
to
are
inject
so
also
excited.
I wanted to inject that we're also doing that on the commercial side as we're building up our platform
Oh, great.
for the commercial because we don't have a commercial MLS. Everything's pretty much on CoStar, but internally as EXP Commercial continues to grow with this platform that EXP Realty has set the foundation for, it has set the stone for foundation for EXP Commercial. So I'm glad to see that the residential side is doing that internally. Commercial, we've been trying to do that for 3 years. As we continue to grow more agent count and leaders, it just gets better and better.
Yeah, it does. It's great.
So exciting. So, Tanya, could you tell us a couple of the misconceptions regarding brokers in general here at EXP, especially? I know that as agents, we get caught up in our own day-to-day activities. We get caught up with our own clients, the 1 million missed calls, all of this craziness, and then we need support. When we don't know an answer to a question or we're questioning ourselves on that contract that, we need to have that clarification on. And I know that I've had the privilege, along with, all of our leaders here have had the privilege of having great relationships with EXP managing brokers and designated brokers, and being able to not only have that easy, just seamless relationship, but have that seamless communication, if it's by phone or workplace chat or the world or whatnot. But we know that we are able to get a support whenever needed. And I know that a lot of agents who I've talked to, maybe not in our group or maybe barely coming into it, they feel like they're on an island by themselves, right? They don't know how to get to that place of having that relationship and having that communication until, let's say, they talk to one of the agents who already do, and they're like, oh, it's that easy. So I'd love to talk to our audience today about some misconceptions of our setup, of our whole entire brokerage, and how that works and how they can build a relationship with you.
Absolutely. So we now have 12 managing brokers for the state to manage just the 9,200 Texas agents. And we have Karen Richards, she's our designated managing broker. We have multiple ways that we can be reached. And we also reach out to our agents. We actually are on what I call dialing for dollars, but dialing for our agents to help them put dollars into their pocket. So we'll reach out to our agents too. You can come into the world. We do have our own virtual campus, and you can come in with your avatar, and come and sit down with a broker 6 days a week, 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday. But on top of that, we have workplace chat, which is like Facebook for the office. So you have workplace chat, which is like Messenger. You can directly send a message to absolutely anyone in the company, all the way up to the top leadership, all the way up to Glenn Sanford if you want, and he will respond. We're very responsive on that. And then we also have our broker hotline. So when you call our 888 number, that comes directly in and gives you an option as an agent. You press number 1, it puts you directly to a broker 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, if we didn't answer because we're on the phone with somebody else and you don't leave a message, we're not going to know you were there. But if you even leave a message, we will call you back. We pride ourselves, the 12 of us and Karen, so 13, in being able to pick up that phone when it rings. And if not, we call back just as soon as we can, because we understand, we've all been in the trenches. We understand that we're out there. Hey, I've got a question. I'm a new agent. What do I do? Somebody asked me this question. I'm not sure how to answer. And we want you to look professional out there too. So we're going to communicate with you however we need to make sure that you're comfortable here, that you get your questions answered. And I'll be honest, even though we're brokers, sometimes we have questions too. So we do the broker to broker. Hey, what do you think about this situation? But we will always call back. We will always come up with solution for whatever's going on. Sometimes it's just a matter of, hey, I just need to run this by somebody else. I think I know the answer, and you just need a confirmation. And we're there for all of that. So going on to a couple of the misconceptions is, how do we get to a broker? We can't see a broker. We don't have a physical building. We don't need that. Look at us today. We're collaborating for wherever we're sitting. I'm at my home, and we're able to communicate that way. We will do Google Meet. We can do Zooms. We can do whatever we need to be able to reach out to our agents, to put them directly in front of us so we can answer their questions. So that's one of the misconceptions is, hey, how do you get to a broker? But here's another one. Training. Do we have training? We have every week 80 hours of live training, just every week, live training, not to mention our trainings are recorded. And then we have our EXP University where everything is kept. So you have countless hours on demand whenever you're ready for the training to come in and see it. So we have a plethora of resources for training. And then the other one is, we don't sell anything at EXP. All we're doing is agent attraction or recruiting, as it's called out there. So Daniel's going to post this for us. I had the stats pulled last week. So as of last Friday, we are number 1 largest U.S. brokerage by transaction size. We are number 1 largest U.S. brokerage by agent count. And we are number 4 of the largest brokerage by sales volume. Now, we didn't get that by just recruiting. We had to sell. So, Daniel, if you can post those numbers for me there. Our growth dashboard, as of last Friday, we were just under 16 billion in sales volume. That was 54,000 sides that we were representing, and almost 42,000 transactions. So there's the numbers pulled straight from the MLSs. Where are we at? What have we done? Here's where we've been, and here's where we're going. We still have 3 months, 2.5, a little over 2 months left in this year. So that gives you kind of just a basis for where XP has been, what we've done. Like I said, I've been here long enough, and since 2016. So in 7 years, we've had tremendous amount of growth, some growth pains along the way also, but we've also found a solution. We're very solution based. We are very much, hey, that agent has something that's unique. Nicole, you and I just did this last week. You had a unique situation. You knew who to call. Any of our brokers could have done it, but Nicole and I have a relationship that's gone on for a few years now, and she was able to call. I was able to get an answer quickly. We got it resolved with that same day, and boom, you're happy, aren't you?
I'm very happy. Thank you. So,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what?
So
You're
we are
very right. We do have that relationship over years. I mean, I've been here not as long as you have, but I have been here for 6 years. So it definitely we've built that relationship over time. And that's where I really wanted to open up this conversation because, if you don't believe that you can have that relationship, you don't try. And these
That's right.
relationships are so, so important to have the collaboration. I've never felt like I was on an island by myself, but I've heard, people who came in who just didn't know that they could have that relationship with brokers or with other people within the company, even on the transaction side. And I know for a complete fact that life is so much better when you do have this relationship. I came from a boutique brokerage. So coming from a boutique brokerage, having that one-on-one relationship, I knew that was what I wanted and needed in my next brokerage, which was years ago. But at the same time, you can have that. And I know that a lot of the changes that y'all have been making, these, quote unquote growing pains, everyone's going to have growing pains, but the changes and the implementation of such innovative ways to not only have that connection, more hours, more lines, more workplace, more phone call lines, all of these things. But that's just one thing that's been going on. If I were to go down the list of the things that y'all have implemented since I have been here, I would be on this Zoom for at least 48 to 72 hours. You just
right,
simply
right.
just listing off what has come to us. And now with these breaking items or breaking news items from, the MLS to Dial Safe to all of these other things. And just those two things were released last week. It's not even like they were released this year. I do realize there are so many things that are released every single quarter, and a lot of agents miss out because we don't read our emails or we don't do a lot of
Right.
things like that. And so this is your chance, everyone out there, to be able to have a good relationship with your broker, to be able to reach out and know that every single thing that is done by our leadership, I have witnessed myself, is for our betterment, right? For our good. Everything is so selfless when it comes to the hours and the trenches that they go through to make sure that we have more than any other opportunity out there. I think the MLS opportunity has been the biggest thing to hit this year, just because of the fact that it's going to help us to sell our listings faster, especially in this market right now. The market is getting a little tighter, and we do realize that agents are not able to sell as quickly as they used to. And so with that, you're having more opportunity for worldwide marketing, for marketing that is from people who are interested but just didn't know, agent to agent marketing. So get involved with your other agents and within your area, within the state, within the company, because those relationships also are absolutely phenomenal to have. Cynthia, Daniel, Judy, do y'all want to add anything at this time?
Judy, what do you have to say during all of this?
I mean, as you guys are inputting, everybody needs to stay plugged in. We have all these tools, we have all these resources, but do people utilize them? That's the main thing, is everybody needs to stay plugged in because all these resources are available to us.
Yeah, being plugged in as an agent is probably the number one thing. I didn't know. I didn't know. I hear that so much. I didn't know. Well, we've over time, we've actually taken the onboarding process and the first steps, and we've actually created smaller steps so that you can do a little bit here and a little bit here. Because, hey, we know there's life. For some people, are dual careers. And then take a little bit here, take it one bite at a time, and you will eventually get to where you're smooth sailing. All of us had to do it too. I didn't know about SkySlope that much, but now I'm an expert because I had to handle contract compliance with it, of course. But SkySlope is just another platform, and that we needed to utilize, and so that our agents could get, and we have tweaked that to where it is super simple. We even have templates now. You don't even have to know what documents are needed for a certain transaction. We actually set the templates up for you for the most used. You can just go in, plug in your information, and you can get it signed right there through our SkySlope. So yes, there's a lot of different things for agents to do, and some people say, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. So we only take it. Remember when you learned to drive, you were overwhelmed by that too, right? Now we can drive without even hardly thinking about it. That's how it'll be with EXP also with our resources. Hey, let me find out about this. Let me find out about this. Little by little, you can get those underneath your belt and you'll be smooth sailing. And all of our brokers are there to help. 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's huge. All you have to do is reach out. Reach out and touch someone. Isn't that how the commercial went?
Yeah.
Reach out and touch someone, and we will definitely touch you back in a good way, because it's all about the relationships. Our brokers are all about the relationships and helping you with whatever your issue, your a thought process is, whatever that you need. That's what all of the brokers are there for, and our teams that back us up too, because we sure don't do this on our own.
So before we close out, Tanya, let us know what resources, like Judy said, should we be plugging into? I know that you mentioned we've got an MLS coming up soon, but what kind of resources should we be plugging into as a very active agent?
So I would put, if you're a new agent, I would make sure that you come to Success Express, which is how you get your feet wet and gives you the foundation. That's Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. I would plug in every week at noon. That is our Texas State meeting. That's when I just actually rolled out yesterday in that Texas State meeting about Dial Safe and gave the resources for that. And also EXP exclusives to sign up with Zenlist. That's what fuels that. So plugging into those two things are going to be the biggest resource initially, and reading the emails. Read your email or your text or whatever is out there, so that you can plug into each thing as it's brought out. Now, EXP is very innovative, and we are thinking ahead. So we have been thinking ahead, like with the commission issues that have come up recently, and all of that, and we have actually been ahead of the game on that, and have some great classes that people can learn how to handle those objections and things like that. And it's really just a renegotiation. It's not that a seller isn't paying a commission, it's they're not offering it up front. And so we just have to negotiate it a little bit different.
That's a great conversation, Tanya, because we did actually touch on the changes, some of the changes when it comes to commissions and NAR and MLS 2 weeks ago on Wisdom Wednesdays as well. And so that is great for every one of our EXP agents. That's the first thing that I would recommend y'all doing, is getting plugged into the Texas State meeting, and then getting into, of course, our MLS. And then the third thing would be definitely going into learning how people are negotiating in this new season or area of commissions. I definitely think that, hearing from other agents and their feedback, and the brokers and their feedback, and how we can help our business, help our agents, help our team get to those next levels, overcome those hurdles, is definitely key to being able to always stay at the top of your game and continue your consistent success.
I agree.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and close out today? I thoroughly enjoyed this session today. I absolutely love the fact that we have our family all together on here, our We partners, our commercial, right? Like our commercial leaders. Like, seriously, I cannot express enough how much joining this brokerage and, bringing my company to this brokerage has literally changed my life. Daniel and Judy have been pivotal in just the change in my business, right? The addition of my now forever business partner, Nicole, and Tanya, just to have your leadership behind us all, pushing us towards our success and constantly giving us amazing tools to be able to utilize. I mean, through any season of the market, it just seems like you guys always have innovative tools, resources, strategies, classes, right, to help us deal with
Right.
exactly what we're going through right now. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for being a part of us, a part of this here. And thank you to Daniel and Judy for just joining us. And of course, just being a strong part of, our family here at EXP.
I appreciate.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, guys, we will close this out today, but we look forward to hearing any kind of feedback about today. And if we have any questions for Ms. Tanya, we will make sure that she receives those questions, and we can make sure that we get that feedback to you.
All right.
Absolutely. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Pleasure.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.